and we'll have 30 minutes, but he'll keep me posted what our time looks like. 28, really. Yeah, thanks, Shane. All right, so three, two, one. Welcome back to another Storyteller Certified with our let me start one more time. Three, two, one. Welcome back. Storyteller Certified as we present Istwa, another conversation with our amazing foreigners and cultural people. Um, so let me just dive right into it. Storytelling comes natural to me because of my Haitian background. Storytelling has been central to fostering communication and teaching, sharing the journey through the past, present, future, and experiences of life. But during the pandemic, I launched a passion project, which is called Storyteller Certified, which is branded with a pair of a little bit of merch and a little bit of storytelling. Our purpose was to share educational, inspiring, and empowering stories. But today, we are proud to have not only just my cousin, but educator, Emilie Chandler. She is a true Haitian, just to let you know. I'm gonna read a little bit about her bio, but I'm gonna let her tell a little bit more about herself. But Emilie is an accomplished educator with over 15 years of experience in diverse educational settings, dedicated to fostering student success and empowering teachers through effective instructional strategies. Currently serving as a curriculum coach in Pittsboro, North Carolina. I do not know where that is.
It's about an hour away from Raleigh.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Ms. Chandler has demonstrated a strong commitment to enhancing teaching practices and promoting a culture of continuous improvement within the schools communities. Emily Chandler holds a Master of Science in School Leadership from the Wilmington University and a Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education from the Cheney University, where she graduated cum laude. She's also an active member of the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, Asaras, not the Reds, Asaras, which underscores her dedication to community service and leadership. Cousin Emily, welcome to Istwa.
Hey, Don.
I
Hey.
know it's a mouthful to hear your background.
Yes. So I'll tell you a little bit more about myself. I
Yeah,
thought
tell
at
me a little
first
bit
he
more
forgot
about
to
you.
tell me.
Yeah,
At first, I thought he forgot to tell you guys that I was his Sora, so I was just waiting for that to come in.
I'm gonna
Uh,
do that.
wasn't going to forget. But just a little bit about myself. I am from East Orange and Orange, New Jersey. That is where I gained most of my education. And then I further moved to Pennsylvania when I got to Cheney University. That experience in itself was eye-opening, and it led me to just wanting to change the experience for children in education for the past 17 years. So my job is now to coach teachers to be better teachers, and then I'm hoping that with my experience, I can further go into administration and continue my passion in education.
Well, where your track has gone, cousin, is not far, and it's not far-fetched in alignment with who we are and our background. Share a little bit about your upbringing, cultural traditions, and values in our household growing up that really kind of transcends into your career, who you are today.
So I am first generation Haitian American, raised by a definitely strong Haitian woman, and she did it solely by herself. And when I tell you, my mother is the exemplar of perseverance and grit, along with my aunt. They took it upon to make sure that me and my siblings were raised with having grit, determination. My mom is the biggest person of, you sometimes have to drink the dirty water to continue to get through. So that just tells you a little bit more about how I was raised, just to continue to take on challenges. Wasn't easy. Definitely wasn't easy growing up
Oh,
in New Jersey, being first generation Haitian American with all American friends and trying to navigate that. But if I had to really pinpoint how it was one of continuing to tackle challenges after challenges and after challenges. And I got that by example.
yeah, I mean, our background, as you know, for some people that don't know, but people that do understand, it comes from grit and a resilience of like the roots of Haiti. So I think it's embedded in who we are as like first generation Haitian kids that, whatever comes our way and whatever we tackle on with life, we're gonna tackle it with that type of fortitude and that attitude, right?
Absolutely. I don't think there is a time that I thought I could give up. And I think that's because my mom really instilled the fact that I got here and I got here for you to go 10 times further than what I got here for. Wasn't easy. Like I said, growing up in New Jersey, definitely in a city where you would think it would be easy with so many different cultures, but it was not easy explaining that I couldn't do what everyone else could do, just because my mom and my family has set a standard for me, and this is how I have to do it.
Yeah.
So that's just a little bit about that.
Yeah. Oh, you think our background influence your perspective on life, career choices, and relationships?
Absolutely. I had
Hmm.
no choice. I had no choice but to succeed. I was going to college.
Yeah.
I was going to get grades, good grades. I wasn't going to give up. That's just on the education point. Like that was not an option. I was going to go to CCD class. And for those of you that have no idea what that is,
That's explain CCD, please.
so we grew up Roman Catholic. That means we were going to church. And since I went to public school, because Catholic schools started to shut down around the time that I was in elementary school, I was going to go to Catholic development, community development school
Mhm.
during regular school. So you could just imagine going to a majority African American school, going to an all-white Roman Catholic school or after school, and then going to school on Ash Wednesday and having to explain a black cross on your head to
Hmm.
people that just were not immersed in that culture. So I was going to school, I was going to church, um, and I was just going to do it. So it played a big role. But Catholic community development was a class after class. Um,
I forgot what Catholic community development stood for. I just remember, I just remember that there was a little trailer. Okay, now I went to the trailer twice. All right, I went to the trailer for CCD and I also went for speech development because I was so used to hearing Creole. I think at home, right? So my words weren't coming out correctly as a youngin, which I attribute a little bit today as an adult. But did you go to the trailer twice?
I went to ESL classes for
See, there
two
it is.
for
Say
two
what
reasons.
ESL is.
Now, I just want to give you guys a little background. I was born here. I was born in Orange, New
Same,
Jersey. I was
same.
in ESL class for two reasons. One, because my mom filled out the paperwork wrong and said that we spoke two languages at home. So automatically I was going to be in the multilingual classes. And I can speak Creole, but it's not fluent. So I was kind of confused on why I was there. And then the other reason was so I would go to class and say things like, put that on the buffet. And people would look at me like the buffet. And I'm like, the buffet, the dresser,
You don't know what the BFET is?
at all. So there were words that I couldn't find in English just because I was so used to saying it in Creolish.
Yeah.
So
I thought, and for a while I thought like it was like just me, but of course I knew every young Haitian kid or island kid was going through that struggle of going to school and like throwing words out there, matching them in a sentence with English and Creole or their language.
or saying close the light.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
just
my wife jokes about that today. Even today, I'm like, close the light downstairs. She has to correct me, it's like, close. And I'm
close
like, why? Like, isn't that normal? Don't you have to close the light? Oh, no, turn off the light.
off the light. As far as relationships, that was tough because I was told never to trust anybody.
Hmm.
Don't eat over their house. Don't ask for food. Don't trust them.
Over
Um,
the house.
so that was another thing because it's hard to make friends. And then when I did make friends, when they would come over, they didn't understand the things that we would do. Like, I think one time we had a party and my mom made seafood rice, but she cooked the whole fish and left the head on. And when my track friends saw that, they was like, "You guys are gonna eat that fish with the head on?" I was like, "Yeah, you. That's where most of the nutrients is, like right in the head and the eyeballs." They were
Right.
devastated.
You know,
Uh,
let's elaborate and talk about that. Every time I have my Istwa, I have to talk about different like the misconceptions that or misunderstandings we had about food that we ate at home versus being in school. And you and I talked about that. Like I remember going to school, we ain't had no pancakes at home. I mean, it's rare. So they had pancake day at school, and when we got there, everyone was pouring syrup on it, and I was just eating mine dry. And then I remember Amber was like, you're not going to put syrup on your pancakes? And I was like, no, that's how I eat them. I had no clue what pancakes were.
I'll do you one better. I did not have not my now husband, who was my boyfriend back then. His family was cooking chicken, and
Yeah,
oftentimes Haitians, it's healthier just to pull the skin off the
that's
chicken.
right. Getting baked chicken.
You might bake
Mhm.
it or you might batter an egg,
You're
then
not
fry
eating
it.
skin.
We're
Hmm.
not eating the skin on the chicken.
Right.
So when I got to his home one summer and his mom was making chicken and she left the skin on, Don, when I tell you I was disgusted. I
Yeah.
said, wait a second, she's not gonna take the skin off,
Here in
all?
the living room, like, why are they leaving the skin on the chicken?
He was like, you do know you can eat chicken skin, right?
Right. Fried.
Fried and floured. So, I mean, I eat chicken skin now, but back then I was like, that is not a thing. Spaghetti wasn't a thing, like
Right.
normal spaghetti. So, growing up Haitian, having to explain, like, I did not eat that. I did not have that for Thanksgiving or Christmas. It was, my friends did not understand.
Right. Let's transition a little bit about education because you work in education now.
Mhm.
But when we were getting ready to go to school, like I don't remember this part of your life. I remember it for me and choosing like what your degree or what you were going to study. I remember and I know the whole thing was like either you're going to be an engineer or a doctor,
Or nurse.
lawyer or a nurse. That was like the thing. So was it difficult explaining what you were going to school and what you're going to be? Because for me, it's like you work in you photographer. What's that? You take picture at parties, and years later, of course, and like you film what you film is something. What are you doing? Because I remember for years I was getting joked, and my mom, with one of her cousins, I ain't gonna name his name. He was like, "Oh, he just take photos." So what I did is one holiday, I just printed out a book for Zan with all the top things I've covered from like, White House events, from Super Bowl and everything. She deliberately brought the book with her to Miami and laid it on his table. This is before he could see.
Explain.
I'm telling you who it is. And he was like, "What?" He was like, "Oh, wow. Oh, he like a journalist." So I'm a journalist. But did you have that difficulty?
I don't think not with education. I
Mm.
feel like education was up there with nursing, so it was
Yeah,
revered.
right.
Where my mom still tells everybody that, oh, she's a principal. Like, mom, that's not what I am yet. Like, so it's
Oh yeah,
still
you know. Well, Haitians have to upgrade you.
upgrade you.
So I went from being a video person director to a journalist, in Washington. So like I'm at the press conferences or something, but no, I'm so far from that.
So I don't think that it was a stigma of like I could do better, but it was an upgrade. I'm still the principal of multiple schools in my last 17 years, have not been a principal yet.
Right.
Um, she will upgrade that status. I think my mom was just happy that I was going to school and persevering through
Yeah.
it.
Hmm.
Now, joining an organization, that was something different.
Yeah.
I could not explain that to her.
There's no way. I remember, see, I just didn't explain it. I just remember coming home and I was hiding my brands. And and I waited until my mom caught me coming out the shower. She was like, Qu'est-ce que fait cola? And I was like, what? I transitioned quickly to Michael Jordan has one. Bill Cosby has one. So that was my transition. Like, yeah, I'm in an elite organization of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, and these are elite men. But for years, she was like, and plus I'm new size, so we got brands everywhere. But she was just like thrown back in trying to understand. And then I would bring her around. Like she actually came to the probate, but still didn't understand. But I was bringing her around. But then she put Omega Psi Phi on a whole nother level.
Well, I thank you for making that easy because I would have had to explain that it wasn't a cult, um, that we weren't chanting. I would have had to explain it had you not led the way.
I know, and thank you, thank you. I was the first Greek in the fraternity. Now I got a legacy. My son is, and hopefully we looking at baby Imani to be the Psi Rise at some point, right?
Absolutely. I'm training her.
I listen, it's not by chance, and I appreciate that, that I was able to kind of lead that to make it easier for everybody else. Let me ask you a question. This is not so much on the line of like education or anything, but it sometimes I think it leaves a little scar. I remember
Mhm.
growing up, it wasn't cool to be Haitian. Like it wasn't cool to be from the islands. I remember walking past Franklin School and everything you could think of, Haitian creation, go back to your nation, Haitian booty scratcher, until I beat up one or two kids coming from school. But did you run into those issues?
I tell you what, heart middle,
Oh
uh,
yeah, middle was special.
it was a rude awakening. When I left Franklin, because I had been at Franklin for many years and went to Hart Middle, where I tell you, I was a wetback the day I got there.
Oh wow.
And I was like, a wetback?
Mhm.
did not even,
Didn't even know what that was.
surely, because I was like, surely you guys know that I was born in Orange
Right.
Memorial up the
Yeah.
street.
Yeah.
And then I was in ESL class on top of that.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
she's
the
going
jokes.
separate. She going to the short trailer outside.
The jokes. And not only that, at that point, because when you're Haitian, you're not doing your hair. That's not a thing. I was wearing Stay Cool barrettes to about eighth grade. Stay Cool barrettes with the ribbons on
Hmm.
the side to about eighth grade. So it was tough. And I kind of feel like my mom set me up a little bit.
I don't know if you did. I remember you talk about hair and barrettes. I remember we wanted flat tops. So my dad used to drop us off at the barbershop. So Benjamin was cutting everybody. So we convinced them that day to give us flat tops. And we got picked up by our uncle or somebody or mom. We get home, everybody sat catty cornered when he came home for lunch, so he wouldn't see the fade line. And he kept
Mhm.
looking around the table. Finally, he caught it, man. We combed our hair back with water so we can try to keep the flat top down. That ain't by it. He told everybody to come downstairs and cut their hair down to a military cut. Mind you, we had started telling friends, yo, the Napoleon brothers coming to school with flat tops tomorrow. We had no flat tops. It's so strict. Like it was like the upbringing was like, y'all need to just be this way or the highway. That's it.
And then my mom had dresses imported from Haiti that I would wear.
Oh wow.
Picture day, not only picture day, but on special occasions with the ruffled socks and the plastic shiny shoes that she would send me to school. Mind you, this is Hart Middle in almost the 2000s. So everyone wearing their jiggy jackets.
Right.
They're looking cool, and I'm coming to school with Stay Cool barrettes,
Mm-hmm.
white dolly socks, and hand.
Say no more.
I feel like she set me up.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed the experience of the crisp uniform boxes coming in and wearing them to school. And the times where money was tough and we had to put our clothes in the cleaners, we had to understand that cleaners was you still got brand new crisp clothes.
Mm-mm.
Let me ask you this: so, the way that we were raised, do you think you're raising your kids in a similar fashion that our parents raised us?
I feel like I purposely pull from the things that I felt was done so
Mm.
that so they can have the same humility. Like I didn't like it, the fact that keep your circle close or tight or make sure you still are praying or ajone or just like those things I hated.
Yeah.
I think it made me who I am.
Yeah.
I definitely am pulling some of those things with my children. There's some things that I'm like, okay, my kids are not doing.
Right.
Um, but there are definitely things that I pull on purpose because I feel like I don't think that I wouldn't have had that grit. Grit is like the word that I can think of
Yeah.
if I wasn't Haitian. I think that I just would not be able to be as tough as I am because to be bullied from sixth to eighth grade and still be like, okay, guys, I'm still gonna eat in pate. I'm
Mhm.
still gonna do this. Like, I think that it made me who I am.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even by chance. Like every night I go by Dylan's room and before Adonis left to go to school, I would say, did you pray? Did you pray before you eat? On Sundays, we try to eat dinner together. Like everything that I know we were raised with that they used to call tea mess, you
You
know,
know,
I guess I'm doing tea mess now. But do you also find things that your mom did that you could not stand that you're doing now yourself? Example, and I say this on my show all the time. I used to look at my dad's wallet like, why is his wallet so damn big? Like, what's in it, son? You should see my wallet now.
let me think. Remasqueti, that's a thing.
Oh yeah, of course. Everybody. I mean, should everybody that's Haitian should have Louis Musketeer.
And I find myself rubbing it on my kids' feet, on their forehead. I find myself sometimes if they're upset or something's going on, singing do do do.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I,
They
I,
get better if you put the Louis Musketeer on them. I put some on Dylan last month on her forehead, her arm. She's so used to it now. She asked for Louis Musketeer.
a lot of things from the way I wash clothes, the way like I would have like I even have money like faulted her clothes, like hand washed them prior to putting them in the wash. There's like little things that I see. I'm like, okay, I hated doing it, but I understand why.
Right.
There's a lot. I feel like I'm turning into to Margaret.
Yeah,
With
that's
you.
a common word. That's all I was about to say. Do you feel like you're turning into the, and this is not a bad thing
It's
that we're
not a bad thing,
to
it's a
our
funny thing.
parents.
But I do feel like I'm turning into Margaret. So it's a good thing.
All right. Food. We talked about food earlier. One thing I know is that I can't let go of pate. Like I have to figure out how to get pate every other month and when to get it.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things too, like, so I was going to ask you about food that you make at your home that you're transitioning tradition back then. We make soup jumu now, and we've perfected it. That now Dylan asks for soup jumu for her and her friends.
Soup June was definitely one. I know you're gonna hate me for this, but griot, we're not letting that go.
Yeah, well, we didn't want to,
Yep,
but
the
you know,
griot.
shifted away from yo. You think I don't miss griot?
Griot. Already put
Please
pickles
tell
on
everybody
eggs.
what griot is so people can understand that don't know what griot is.
Griot is your fried pork belly. So it
Mhm.
is chopped up, it is seasoned in épices, and épices goes on
So
everything.
good.
There's
It's
not
so good, people.
one thing that épices does not go on.
Hmm.
Um, and if you don't know what épices is, it is our a mix of green onions. It's just like kind of like your pesto equivalent. It goes on everything. So that is seasoned and marinated in that, and then it is deep fried, and
Hmm.
it is topped with pickles, which is like your pickle hot peppers. Um,
Hmm.
delicious. That I will make for the kids that they'll love. Rice and beans is a staple.
Right.
My daughter loves rice and beans. What else do I make? Jumo, that's a given. I'm already getting egg, not what you call it, squash days before New Year's. Um, they love legume.
Hmm.
Haven't made it myself just because
Dylan doesn't like legume, but legume is a household item in our house.
yeah, they love legume. Now, what I wish I could bring to them that I love that I don't know where I would even go to get it is lalu.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I ain't eating that.
I like it.
Yeah.
Liked it.
I mean, what is
Um,
lotto to people that don't know?
it's your collard greens equivalent. It
Yeah.
is your kale and your collard greens
For me.
equivalent. Um, I like it. I don't even know where I don't even know what it's called in English for me to go find it in a store.
Hmm.
Um, but those are like the biggest. But soup Juma is a staple. My kids are eating that every New Year's, and they're going to make it for their kids.
Yep.
I've already written down the recipe for them to keep that going and explain to them the purpose behind it. Um, those are the biggest ones.
Now, do the kids know or understand Creole?
See, that's the part that I wish I could have done better on.
Our generation. I failed to that too. They understand some words, but they don't understand everything like you and I do, our generation.
Yeah, that's the part. And now I did get them on Duolingo, so I'm starting to introduce them back, but I wish that they would have had more exposure so they could be fluent. Even if they understood but couldn't respond,
Hmm.
like that was important too. But so that's the part that I'm like, if I want to continue to bridge the gap, I have to get them speaking Creole more. And they should be able to because they talk to Mom and Zan often.
Right. Yeah.
Just got to do a better job at it.
I struggle with it a little bit too. And then I know whenever they call our elders that they only talk to them in Creole. But like now, one of the things I practice when I do pick her up or when I do talk to Adonis on we talk at the top of the week and the end of the week, I'll have to talk in Creole, at the top of our conversation and closings. So they not caught out there in the future and be like, it was our parents' fault that they don't speak our language.
I'll tell you what I remember though. My mom was not speaking English at the house.
Hmm.
I remember
Good.
when in elementary school, she said, I spoke English all day long. I'm not speaking English here, so you better figure it out. And I think that's why, we understand so much. And they
Right.
just spoke.
Yeah. Listen, so as we start to like close out, we people talk about, oh, if their cultural background, they had like this tough upbringing and this upbringing that shaped them and who they are. What
Mhm.
anecdotes of growing up have you attributed to like your everyday lifestyle?
And I'm gonna say it wrong because I'm not the best Creole. The three
Mhm.
L's, the leco,
Mhm.
the what you call school,
Mhm.
school, church, the leco, let's see, leco, leggies, and what's the third one, Don?
L'école, l'église. Oh, shoot. I don't know.
One more.
Who?
There's one more, but if there was an antidote that I had to think about, it was my mom always said that we're a prideful people.
Hmm. That's
Um,
true.
we're a prideful people. That's it. You think about the first revolution, you think about the first Black Republic. It took a lot for someone to revolt, and we're a prideful people, and I keep that. As much as I got joked on for being Haitian, I go, tell me another culture that revolted and then drank soup
That's
after
true.
the revolt.
Yeah.
So it keeps me going.
Yeah, and our man, our culture is so rich, and we live in some interesting times now that even though I think as they try to erase things, things won't be erased. But we understand that Haiti was the first Black republic. Haiti went around to other parts of the world to help other people get their freedom. And we're gonna live on it. And I think the rich tapestry of us, this resilience of being Haitian is
Mhm.
something that we're going to stick on. I educate my kids on it.
I do
Um,
too.
and I keep preaching it on to them because it's important that we do that. And as an educator, do you get a chance to do that? I know you do it at home.
All the time. If there is a if there is a unit that I could tie it into, I'm in that classroom. And I actually have a shirt that I wear on certain days and it says it's in my DNA. And
Mhm.
people walk by, I'm like, I love your shirt. They have no idea what it is.
You gotta get Tamika to rebrand that.
Yes, they have no idea what it is. It's literally the Haiti flag, and it's like, and I have to explain
I
to
love
people
it.
what that is, and they're shocked. First, that was another thing. You don't look Haitian. That's another thing I got when I was younger, and I was like,
Uh,
what does that look like? So if we talking about that trauma, that would be another episode.
You live in an area where, see, I'm in the District of Columbus, so we go out. We do that. We was out the other day at a Haitian restaurant, and Erica, she understands Creole thoroughly, my wife, we were sitting down to eat, and this girl's looking over, and Erica heard her and saw her look. She was like, "Oh no, they're not Haitian," because she's not, but I know he's not Haitian. I don't know what was happening when the waitress came back to the table, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get the douille and John. If you have the pate coudin, I'll take that too." And she was in shock. Like she was like, he's Haitian. He don't even look Haitian. I'm still like, it's 2025. What
What
does a
does
Haitian,
that
please tell me
look?
what a Haitian look like?
I think
I'm
bun in your
multitasking.
hands,
I
a,
don't know. Like, please
a
tell me.
straw hat, maybe.
We have the most beautiful people
Yes.
from our country.
Still to this day, they do. You don't look Haitian. I'm
And
like,
this was a Haitian girl.
what do you want me to carry to prove it
And
to
she
you?
kept staring like, "Hey, he a fine Haitian." And like Erica was like, "Son, whatever." I was like, "Bro," she was like, didn't know I was Haitian. She was like, "That's a cool looking Haitian."
Yeah.
I don't do that. I
No.
I think I'm beyond that point. Like I know when I see amazing looking people, and I was like, they gotta be Haitian. Oh, they're Haitian. I'm so proud that they are because how beautiful they are. Lastly, what inspires you? Like our background is so rich and it's so amazing, but what inspires you to keep going each and every day?
My kids, honestly. Um, and I tell this, and I keep speaking about my mommy, but she's my oldest. But I tell her that what I'm able to do today was pre-designed 2 generations prior to her. I tell her that if mommy, our grandmother, were not able to cross rivers to Bahamas to work to send money back, there's no way that I would be sitting here with you, taking you to Starbucks. Like that just wouldn't have been a thing. So I tell her that I continue to go because it was pre-designed literally generations prior to me. And that's what keeps me going is that they see me working hard. I know my mother worked hard. I know my grandmother worked hard. Um,
Mhm.
so like I see I see both of them working hard just because I'm showing them what I was shown.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I'll tell you this, and thank you for sharing that. Um, we're closing out now. Like, I'm not gonna put you on the favorite list of cousins, but I am just
I'm the
so proud. I'm so proud. I was proud when I saw you cross Delta, and I showed up, drove up, bruh down with my nilly on, but I've been so proud of you since, and don't cry, since seeing you at Cheney, watching the strides you've made for yourself and then your family, and now the family that you created. You have two amazing kids. You got a husband that supports you. I'm just so proud of everything you've done and more to come. So blessings upon you, blessings upon your family. Thank you for coming on Istwa and just sharing our cousin vibes about growing up Haitian. And if there's anything that you want to leave with, please share it. But I just appreciate you coming on today.
God, I love you too. And literally, I sometimes I'm like, I can't believe that I had such a restrictive life, growing up Haitian, but it made me who I am. And I can see it paying off. And I'm proud of you, Don.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I hope your line sisters get to see this.
Okay, it's time to go, guys.
Well, they can see how amazing that you are. All right, so thank you so much. Thank you for coming on Istwa. Istwa will the end of the show will tell you actually where you can hear it. You can hear more about Istwa. But thank you for sharing and listening to our inspiring stories and how we develop and who we are and what we do and why we are so much of amazing people. Thank you for coming on today.